Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gann, alongside my partner, Jack Nicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you haven't had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsayingwjs for article and video updates. Week 6 continues at 4 o'clock, where we have the undefeated Arizona Cardinals heading to Cleveland, taking on the Browns. Jack, break that one down for us.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, as you said, undefeated Cardinals right now. Very interesting going into Cleveland. Cleveland's been playing great this year. I'm very interested to see how they take this matchup. Nick Chubb didn't practice this week for a couple of days, but now I believe that he will be able to play in this game. That'll be a huge factor for me. I think that the Browns, they run through their run game, and the Cardinals run through their pass game.
Yeah, no, two totally different offenses, that's for sure. I think what we're seeing right now with the Browns, and the reason why Mayfield's production is so low is with that injury that he has to his left pec, not able to get as much zip, it looks like, as he wants on the ball at times. He's also, no Jarvis Landry. That's a huge loss. OBJ still has not been able to find a lot of rhythm in that offense since joining, and that has continued on to this season. I think they're going to be running the ball a lot, so that it's going to be the JJ Watt show. There's going to be no Chandler Jones. He is on the COVID list. So JJ Watt got to be getting after in the backfield and stopping that run as best you can. I am going to go with the Cardinals in this one. I think they're going to be undefeated. While the Browns put up a lot of points last week, I think this Cardinals defense is legit. They look really, really good. They have looked good all season. Their offense looks even better. Dominated game last week up against the 49ers. And I just think right now, with all the injuries going on with the Browns, the way that they played, the way that they have been playing, can be a little bit difficult to keep up this really high flying Cardinals offense.
Yeah, and it's everywhere that they're flying from this Cardinals offense. Just the amount of weapons that they've been able to accumulate. The fact that they are fourth in scoring and sixth in points allowed. They're not even allowing 20 points a game, throwing up over 30. It's a tough team to beat Arizona for me. I mean, even so. It's just very interesting to me, this matchup. I think that we're going to see a lot more higher scoring than we expect. Last week the Browns were in a huge shootout with the Chargers, and I love these young coaches are going to be coming in here. Both their schemes are great, and the crazy thing for me is Arizona here. I think that if they are going to lose a game, it would be here, but I just don't see that happening right now. DeAndre Hopkins playing way too well for them. 23 catches over the first 5 games, very impressive for him. And I love the Cardinals defense right now, so I am shockingly going with them, even though I love what the Browns are doing this year, especially Nick Chubb.
Moving on, we have a little bit of an AFC West showdown when the Las Vegas Raiders head over to Denver to take on the Broncos. A little bit of news here. John Gruden has stepped down over emails where he used racial, anti-gay, sexist remarks directed at multiple personnel across the entire NFL league. He resigned this weekend, at least getting that choice instead of getting outright fired by Mark Davis. Raiders also lost last week 20-9 against the Bears. So weird situation to be if you're the Raiders. I think you're coming into this one. Hopefully you just kind of rally again around your entire team, rally around Carl Nassib, rally around your special teams coordinator, now interim head coach, Richard Basia. I think I mispronounced that. I'm very sorry, sir. But this is a weird week for them for sure when you're going into this one.
Yeah, and I think that the Raiders right now, despite the Gruden thing, they really do have an identity crisis right now on offense. It seems that Derek Carr is having to bail them out the first 3 games, and it hasn't been working the last 2 games. They were scoring over 25 points the first 3 games. They haven't scored more than 2 touchdowns over the last 2 games, and now it's very interesting to see. They paid Kenyon Drake handsomely. He hasn't been getting it done. Josh Jacobs, we expected a lot from him this year. And, the run games are very different with these teams right now. The quarterbacks are in different situations. Carr is more the gunslinger in his offense, while Teddy is more just making sure that this offense stays very clean. He has had a great season so far, despite, having to miss a game already. But, this Denver defense is second in allowing points right now. They are not allowing more than 15 points a game right now. So I think that's a huge factor for me while the Raiders figure it out this week. I am going to go with Denver. Cortland Sutton's been killing it, 25 catches on the season, 377 yards. He only has 1 touchdown, but he will, I believe, get one in this one. Very easy matchup for him, and I'm loving the Denver running game too.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I got to go with the Broncos as well. I want the Raiders to do well. I want the Raiders to rally around their team. I just think there's a lot going on with this situation, and it's hard to then jump right in against a divisional opponent. There's a lot going
Yeah,
on in this game. I think that there was a lot of outside noise this week, and rightfully so. Everything that happened with Gruden
absolutely.
deserved to have happened. But not the time that you wanted, especially coming in against your division opponent when in such a tight division with the Chiefs being where they are right now currently. I think this is going to be more of a next week thing. We're going to see the Raiders right back on track, getting the ball rolling. But I just don't think it's going to be at the expense of the Broncos just yet. And like you mentioned, Broncos have a great run game. Cortland Sutton looks really, really good. His defense is solid under Vic Fangio. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
I think that they're ready and primed. Von Miller wants to get a win. So moving on. Dallas Cowboys heading to New England, taking on the Patriots. Everything's going well in Jerry's world, man. Everyone there is really happy with how this team is playing.
Yeah, and it's great because, since 2003, they have 5 matchups here against the Patriots, and they were all against Tom Brady. And now they get Mac Jones. And the great thing with the Cowboys right now, what we're looking at is their offense. We've been talking about teams all show about the fact that they have major amount of weapons. This Cowboys team is no different, man. They got a stacked, young receiver in CeeDee Lamb alongside Amari Cooper. And right now they're averaging 34 points a game. They are the second highest scoring offense. Their defense is holding it together, especially Trevon Diggs, man.
Oh, yeah. 6 interceptions, man. He's looking like an early defensive player of the year candidate,
Yeah.
the way that he's playing. All these reports coming out about that when Nick Saban asked him to switch from wide receiver to cornerback, he was crying. And, obviously that's super emotional, but clearly he is great at this position. He has been killing it all year. Got an interception last week up against the Giants when he faced y'all. I'm looking at this. I don't love the Patriots defense after what we just saw with Mills last week. There are so many weapons coming in this one. Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott alone, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. I think this is a really big really big game for this entire offense. I think they continue the ball to keep the ball going. Again, Elliott and Pollard have been a really solid duo. They're looking like probably the second best right behind Chubb and Hunt. So got to keep rolling with them. I just think that this offense is almost unstoppable, man. It's pretty insane. And their defense, I did not think that they were going to be very strong to start the season. And Dan Quinn coming in has really shown that he can put together a good defensive scheme that's going to work with whoever's on his roster and make them the best player that they can be within this system. And it's been proven already.
Definitely. And, Zeke running this offense, I think that, New England, we have not really seen them face some big, crazy running games. But Zeke right now, alongside Tony Pollard, those guys are killing it this season. Right now, Zeke is, third in yards. He has the fifth most attempts. They are feeding him this year. And Dak, man, 73% on the year. He's averaging, he has about 270 yards per game, which is a pretty high one for him, especially in a high running offense, and 13 touchdowns over 5 games. You got to give it to the guy coming back, especially at New England. It's usually always a tough matchup. New England, they are not figuring out their running game. I don't think they're going to be able to, score enough points to keep up with Dallas.
Yeah.
So I am going to go with Dallas on this one.
Yeah, I got to go with that one. Also, the New England running backs, a lot of fumbles this season, very unusual. That's not the Bill Belichick way. But moving on, a little Sunday night football action, a little Super Bowl rematch, and the Seattle Seahawks make their way to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Injury news in this one: Russell Wilson injured his finger last week and got some surgery on it this week. He is going to be out for about a month and a half, possibly 2 months while he recovers. That means that Geno Smith is stepping in as the starter to relieve him during this time. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh, this would have been a great matchup. But, we will be getting the Geno Smith show next week. Chris Carson is on track to play. So hopefully him and Alex Collins in the run game are able to take a little bit of, the weight off of his shoulders. But both of these teams, it's interesting because Pittsburgh, it's really about Seattle's offense versus Pittsburgh's defense. Because Pittsburgh's offense right now, they're ranked 27th, only 18 points a game. Not what you expect from this offense or a Mike Tomlin team. Even though Najee Harris is killing it, they have the second worst rushing offense right now. And I would love to see them, get him going in this one under, a tough circumstance because, Seattle, they're giving up a lot of yards on the defense. They're dead last in, defensive rushing yards a game. They're allowing over 145. This should be a very winnable matchup for Sean's guy, Najee Harris.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, last week up against the Broncos, Harris was the man. 23 carries, 122 yards, and a touchdown, and had 2 receptions for 20 yards. You got to love a back that could do it all. Like you said, dead last for the Seahawks right now against the run. I think you got to ride Harris as much as you can in this one. Let him get the ball, let him be explosive, let him find the hole, make big plays happen. That's what's going to keep this team alive.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to win this one. I think that their defense is going to be really good. I don't know if Geno Smith is going to be able to overcome that. He hasn't gotten a lot of work in with this team, with the first team reps, working with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and Chris Carson. So there's going to be that slight pickup all of a sudden where, your backups coming in, they don't necessarily know what it is that the wide receiver likes on certain passes and certain looks. And that's when the Steelers defense is at their best, is when they're able to make you hesitant on a certain pass, not make the right pass, turn over the ball, and find ways to score offensively. I think that this is really the Geno Smith versus the Steelers defense, and the Steelers defense is going to come out on top.
Yeah, I like that pick. I'm down with the Steelers at home, Monday night prime time. Mike Tomlin.
Sunday night
prime time. Wow, good catch. And the fact is, we're looking at the Steelers right now as a team that needs to win. Their division is killing it. We talked about the Ravens. We talked about the Bengals. We talked about the Browns. All these teams have winning records. The Steelers do not. They need to get to a 500 record of 3-3 by winning this game, and they can do it at home. Very winnable matchup with the first week of Geno Smith. I'm liking the Steelers this week, like you, man.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin, he will rally the troops. That is what he's known for. It has yet to have a sub 500 season. Could happen this season, but he's definitely not going to let it go too far right now. But that's all the time that we have. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys always for checking us out. Just Saying Football on YouTube for all our videos. JustSayingFootball.com for all of our video and articles, and for all the updates. Just Saying No GWJS on Instagram. Thank you all for listening.
Enjoy.